Whatever happened to the far left's fight for all women? AOC's online spat with Riley Gaines exposing the double standard. It all began when Gaines said socialists are destroying America from within. AOC then alluding to her fifth place tie with a biological male, Leah Thomas, telling her to channel all of this anger into swimming faster. And Riley isn't backing down.
I want to honestly challenge AOC to a debate. She can defend socialism. I will defend capitalism. Any of the radical, insane democratic policies and platform that they stand for, I will debate the opposite. I'm challenging AOC to it here.
AOC responding to that, get a real job. But Riley Gaines firing back. She's a mom, the best job in the world, on top of her duties as host of the Gaines for Girls podcast on Outkick and Outkick.com contributor and often on Fox News. And she joins us now. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Ainsley.
Good morning.
It's very good to see you.
So good to see you. Let's break this down. You just disagree with her being a socialist. That's all. You disagree with her politics. And she starts these low blows. She starts with you finishing fifth in the national championship among D1 swimmers. And Brian gave me some stats earlier. He said only 14% of college students play sports at the college level. 5% play D1, and only 1%, Riley, finish in the top 5. So I wish almost you hadn't challenged her to a debate. I wish you had challenged her to the 200-yard freestyle or the 200-yard butterfly, because you would win in a debate and you would kick her tail if you had to swim against her.
Yeah, man, Ainsley, I just cannot understand this line of argument that the Democratic Party is using. It doesn't matter if I finish first, fifth in the nation, or 55th, okay? The problem is not me. The problem is not my athleticism or my swimming ability. The problem is that we had a 6'4", less than mediocre man in the pool with us. And it's not just me who thinks that. It's not just the Republican Party that thinks that either. Every Gallup poll shows even 60 to 70% of her own party, the Democratic Party, agrees that it's wrong to put men in women's sports. So why in the world does AOC and other Democratic leaders, why do they continue to double down on this issue? For the life of me, I cannot understand it. I think AOC sees that it does well on social platforms like X or whatever the other platform is, but it does not do well in the real world. And I think they will continue to learn that in 2026 and beyond.
Well, we have Tommy Tuberville. He weighed in on this. I know he's been a big supporter of yours, just talking about how the left, their mantra is to support all women. And if you look back at Hillary Clinton in her 2016 presidential campaign, she said there's a special place in hell for women who don't help each other. Tommy Tuberville said she's talking about you, a 5-time SEC champ, 12-time NCAA All-American, not to mention she's a patriot who has fought every day for women's girls. Meanwhile, AOC thinks women's rights just means abortion. Even Riley, the Democratic Women's Caucus, I looked up their policies. Their policy agenda frames female solidarity as the foundation for achieving goals. We can disagree on politics, but why these low blows?
Yeah, again, that's the question. And it's not something you're seeing from the Republican Party. I will never forget, I went to the State of the Union, or I guess the joint address to Congress that President Trump gave earlier this year. And it was right after the Senate heard a vote on keeping men out of women's sports, where, of course, every single Democratic senator, men and women, voted in opposition of protecting girls in sports. But it was the most remarkable thing, because I walked in to that hall and I see all of the Democratic senators, all of the women wearing pink to show how they stand with women, to show how they are the party of and for women, when just the day before they voted against our rights to equal opportunity. They voted against our rights to safety in our sports. They voted against our rights to privacy in areas of undressing. They are virtue signaling. That's exactly what it is. It's virtue signaling at its finest.
Yep. So, Riley, Turning Point USA tonight's going to be huge. It's going to be at Ole Miss, and Erica Kirk's going to be speaking, as well as our vice president, J.D. Vance. I know you've been very involved with Turning Point. Talk about the moment, what this means for our country.
How tragic, of course, the situation and the circumstances that ultimately led us here. But I will tell you, Ainsley, I feel so hopeful. I feel so inspired. We have seen so many people, but I think especially young kids, people of Generation Z, inquiring about how to get involved. I'm excited to see the turnout tonight. I imagine it will be spectacular. And just a quick insert about Erica Kirk here. I've known her for a while. I think most people knew her maybe didn't know her at all. But if they did, they knew her as Charlie's wife. She is a force. She is beautiful. She is strong. She is confident. She is compassionate. As we saw at Charlie's memorial, and she is faith driven. So I'm so excited for her in this moment to continue to lead Turning Point and to see the impact that she has, especially again among my generation.
Yeah, Riley, great to see you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Ainsley.
You're welcome.